Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. There is a heavyweight called Jamie TKV, and he's slipping under the radar. I mean, he's got a defeat on his record, which might be why everybody's sort of more or less overlooking him. He's 30 years old, 6'4". He's from North London, Tottenham, so not far from where I'm from. And a couple of fights ago, he fought a guy called Igor Macedo, was this, I swear to God, I don't know where they found this guy from. I think he's Brazilian. He looked like Bigfoot. He was a huge, intimidating geezer who came in with, I think, 11 wins and 1 defeat. And I don't know about matchmaking. What they were thinking of throwing Jamie TKV in with this guy, I don't know, because he ended up being stopped on a cut in 6 rounds. But this Macedo guy, if you ever see him, he's like Sasquatch. He's like Bigfoot. He's enormous. I mean, I don't think he's that tall. He's just big. I mean, he's about maybe 6'3", 6'4", but he's just huge, and he's got this really intimidating look on his face. So since then, Jamie TKV has been rebuilding, and he had a good little 6-round run around against Constantine Dochenko. I can never pronounce that guy's name, but he is an excellent journeyman who took Moses Atama the distance. And he also beat Matty Harris, stopped him in 5 rounds. He loses most of his fights, this Dovbyschenko. He's from Ukraine, by the way. 33 years old, this guy. But I think he's based in Britain, and he just picks up paychecks as a journeyman. And in I think 16 defeats, he's never been stopped. He's got 7 wins in the wins column out of 10 wins. So he's kind of taken over the Kamil Sokolowski role of the most dangerous heavyweight journeyman in Britain. And Jamie TKV won a decision over him. That was in 6 rounds. Well, he went in with Franklin Ignatius on the undercard of the Adam Azim O'Hara Davies fight. And he scored a 6-round TKO over Ignatius. And Ignatius was undefeated. Ignatius had 6 wins and a draw. Had faced absolutely no one. I mean, he beat, I suppose, his best win, if you want to call it. He beat like Hosea Stewart, who was undefeated in about 2 or 3 fights. And then he beat Steve Robinson, who at the time was 6-1. Those were both points wins. But if you've seen Steve Robinson fight, I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of punishment he takes. I think they should really review his license. He was last seen getting the crap beaten out of him by Alan Babich. Got stopped in 6. But okay, he's a big lad, and Ignatius beat him. But against Jamie TKV, it was always going to be a much taller order. And Jamie TKV came in with, I don't know about his condition. I know heavyweight boxing is not it's not a beauty contest. It's not a bodybuilding contest. But he does seem to carry a lot of weight around the middle. He looks kind of flabby, as a spare tire around the middle, kind of like Nick Webb looked last night when he had his win. But it don't seem to bother him. That much. And from the word go, he looked far more confident than Ignatius. In fact, Ignatius kind of took root in one of the corners and was just allowing Jamie to sort of rail on him and bang him around. And Jamie is not averse to a few dark arts, pushing the head down and sticking the forearm in and all this sort of thing. And Ignatius wasn't really throwing any punches. And he went back to his corner. I think Brian Lawrence was in the corner saying, if he's going to hit you, you might as well effing hit him back, which is fair enough. But Ignatius carried on with this very, very negative attitude. He wasn't throwing many punches. He looked a little bit intimidated, to be honest. I don't know whether it was the event, whether it was the fact that he knows Jamie's a handful, maybe he had something on his mind, but he didn't get his engine running, Ignatius, until maybe the 3rd round. And then he started to let his hands go, and he was having little pockets of success. I still think Jamie was winning the rounds, but at least Ignatius was making a fight of it. This was a 10-rounder, by the way. So, the 4th and 5th round, Ignatius again, a couple of times he was caught weirdly enough, in the same corner. But he was at least trying to maul back, trying to punch back. It was very scrappy. Ignatius started to use a few dark arts of his own. There was a clash of heads, which opened a cut. I think it was over the. Was it? Let me think. I can't remember. Was it the left? It was either the left or the right. How precise can you be? But it was a cut anyway. But definitely the left eye was swelling and swelling badly on Franklin Ignatius. And Jamie TKV was in the ascendancy. He was winning most of the rounds. Did I give Franklin a round? Not really. No. I thought Jamie won all of them. And then in the 6th round, it became evident, well, probably before that actually, around about the 5th round, it became evident that Ignatius was just being outworked and ground down, and his energy level was depleting. And then in the 6th round, about 2.5 minutes in, he got trapped on the ropes again. Jamie was railing him, bang, 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 punches coming from everywhere. There's nothing particularly educated about Jamie's punches. You know, he's not a boxer. He likes to maul you. He likes to grapple with you. He's a spoiler. And he certainly spoiled Ignatius, because Ignatius was just out of gas. And the referee stepped in and stopped it. It wasn't really one punch that forced the ref to stop it. It was more a case of, you're getting beaten up. I'm not seeing anything coming back. This fight's over. And he didn't complain, Ignatius. He was absolutely shattered. So a good win against an undefeated fighter for Jamie, who moves to 7-1 now. And he can do things at domestic level. I don't think he goes above British level at all. But, you know, maybe he's another one. Form an orderly queue for Adelaide. Adelaide, I think that's the English, doesn't he? Why not put him in with Nick Webb, who had a good win last night against an undefeated guy? I mean, there are options at domestic level, but, you know, you got to build them up. Ignatius, same story, really. Area level fighter. Lost to Jamie, 29 years of age, I think he is, and Jamie's 30. So that good little area English mix of heavyweights, there's some good entertaining matchups to be made there. Make no mistake about it. These guys aren't going above, you know, English-British level, but there's still some good small hall fights to be made. And if you love the small hall stuff like I do, you know, I think they'd be, you know, it'd be a great night out at the York Hall to see some of these matchups. But yeah, let me know what you think if you saw the fight. Have you seen Jamie fight before? Like I say, he's from Tottenham. North London, where I'm from. Yeah, I'd like to see him in some good small hall fights, some good matchups. Ignatius, same thing really. I think he's based in Essex. I think he was born in Austria, hence the name, but lives in Essex now. So there's a lot of these, you know, area level heavies seem to come from the south, the southeast. So match them up. Come on. Match them up. Let's have some good entertainment, good small hall entertainment. If you've got any comments, leave them below. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. It takes you a second, costs you nothing. Oh, and hit the like button as well. That'd be a big help for us. Ladies and gentlemen, I always appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Oh, if you're wondering about this is the Squid Game. Joe Stunner Squid Game look. This is my Squid Game. I've decided Squid Game is the only way I can pay me fucking energy bills. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Bastards. Anyway, later.